evening wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the Transnation Esports Tier 2 coverage from here in Italy. I'm Stuart here with Bojan. Bojan, how's it going?
Hello, everybody. It's a really nice and sunny day here in GTA where we are broadcasting live, and it's been great so far. Nice to be back here for this race here in Italy.
It is quite nice indeed. Hopefully, the nice weather that is blessing us right now will also be present in the race. Right here around the this Italian circuit, it's a pretty tricky one to handle in wet conditions. There's a couple spots that can really catch you off guard, um, and yeah, we experienced that, or I experienced that in the Sunday night U.S. regional. It was a little bit of a wet race, but still, Monza is one of the classic tracks that everybody always wants to win at, especially if you're a Ferrari driver. So I can imagine Johnny Stokes and Mario Murray are going to be pushing extra hard for today, but I'm sure
Indeed, yeah.
we should have a good field ahead of us today. It looks like we have lots of the championship contenders. Mono's in here. I think I saw Freddy. Yeah, Freddy's in here. Eduardo Rojas, of course. So there's lots of good competition that we're gonna have today, and the only one that we seem to be missing is possibly Guy Tasker. So he might pop in the last second here, but we'll wait and see on that.
Yeah, so I'm going to run you through the championship standings for our drivers here in the Transnation F2 series. So for now, Freddie is still holding that P1 in the standings with 192 points. Behind him is Mano with 143, 49 points behind. Guy Tasker is in P3 and he has 105 points, followed by Eduardo Rojas on P4 with 100 points. Behind him, the Mario Lightstick with 84, John Stokes with 78, Nadir Ziad with 70, Diogo Cruz 66, Ethan Lossing with 59, Matthew Elliott with 44, Scott Harris with 39, Harry Lillis with 37, Fabiola Porcioli with 36, Chris Murphy with 34, March Trisandi with... Oh, sorry, Chris Murphy is 29. March Trisandi has 28. Mario Murray near the end of our leaderboards with 6 points. Joseph Roberts with 2. And last to have points is Thierry with 1.
As for the constructors, it is getting a little bit tighter up at the top here. Mercedes is still holding down the lead there with 227 points, but Red Bull, who has caught fire a little bit lately with Diogo Cruz and Harry Lillis, is catching them in P2. They have 203 points, so 24 points back. P3 right now is Toro Rosso with 192. P4 is McLaren with 164. Racing Point is in 5th with 128 points. Alfa Romeo finds themselves in 6th with 124. Ferrari is in 7th with 84. Renault in 8th with 79 points. Haas finds himself in 9th with 68 points. And finally, wrapping up the rear is Williams with 43 points.
It looks like we have a bit of an overcast conditions currently
That
involved.
it does.
Will that affect us down the line? We will have to wait and see. We will check our YouTube comments, of course. So if you have a weather update, please do share. As well as if you are supporting the video today and watching us at the same time, please do share that as well with us. We will speak your name in the broadcast.
And it does look like it is going to be full dry for today's session, so that is certainly
Right.
good news.
Definitely, as we already have Mano going out of the pits. I believe he is the first one out. He is followed by, I'd say that is Brett in the Renault. Yes.
Now I was a quick first lap or a quick pole lap around here. I imagine we're probably going to see pole around a 119.4, 119.5-ish area. Maybe they can push it a little bit faster than that, but I would imagine we're probably going to see some times in and around there.
Yes, and of course, see some different strategies here. Who will go on the soft compound, who will go on the medium, and
that is true. The soft tires will last 10 to 11 laps around here, and mediums you're looking around, around 17 laps. So it's a one-stop strategy for sure. I don't think we're going to be seeing anybody intentionally do a two-stopper. But yeah, it's of course one of the most difficult parts of this track. I think is ERS management. You have to be smart with it because there's so many long straights, and if you find yourself low on ERS, it's going to make it that much easier for the person behind you to attack you and make the pass. So, hopping on board now with Mono down the long front straightaway into the bus stop chicane here. Really important. You got to get a good exit out of this turn. It sets up a bit of a high-speed turn, Curva Grande. Sorry, and then eventually we'll lead into a slightly more technical section. Very carefully. You got to be careful you don't invalidate here, which Mono actually does. Very easy to do that there or rack up the warnings. So he's going to back it down a little bit. Who would be next behind him?
I believe his teammate DeMarlo is behind him.
I'm popped on with Freddie Martinez, actually. He's a little bit further back. So down into, pardon me, I don't remember exactly which corner numbers these are, but it is very important to get a good run again off of those. There's so many long straightaways on this track that require speed, and a good exit is the best way to get that. So again, a spot on the track here, very easy to go wide or cut the corner a little bit further back and pick up the warnings, but also equally important to get a great drive off and set yourself up down this long straightaway. Now down into the Parabolica. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but again, a good exit off of this corner just sets you up so much for the run down the front straightaway as Freddie comes and completes his lap for a 120.8.
Here comes Brett. He is about to cross the line for his first lap. What is he going to be able to do here? P3, 120.711. Brett Keenan.
Very nice.
Chris Murphy, I don't know there, but he...
Ethan Lossing up into P3 with a 120.6.
Ooh, Scott Harris.
Harris as well.
That's Cherry. Cherry with he's in P2 with 120.596, so good starting lap from him. Oh, there goes
Eduardo Rojas, the 119.6.
He opened the 119. Yeah.
Keeping an eye on Mono here as he makes his way around this track. He's on a good lap right now. Just coming through Ascari and down the long straight.
With Fabio, he's about to start his laps. I don't know what's Mono gonna do. Where's the answer? The answer is right here, 120.146.
So right now, Eduardo Rojas with some considerable speed right up there in P1.
Is he going for another lap? I don't know.
I don't know.
He is giving it a hard push. DRS is open. He is flashing low fuel, but that could just be from underfueling the car.
Deer coming into the pits. He must have invalidated his first attempt, as Diogo Cruz has invalidated his attempt.
It's helped to see times from Fabio, Diogo, Harry Lillis, Anadir Ziad, and Mario. Yeah, Eduardo goes into the pits, he ducks it in.
John Stokes, is he coming around on a fast lap? I think he is. He's on the medium. Oh, he is coming into the pits.
Nope. So who we got out?
We have Fabio out.
Fabio.
What is he going to do? He is on a flying lap right now. I believe.
Yeah, yes, this is his flyer.
How does Fabio answer? Down into Parabolica. And what will he do?
Yeah.
P4 with a
P4.
120.3.
Nice. Second row from him for him.
Both of
And
the Red
Demano.
Bulls have yet to post a time. Diogo did it.
Diogo is on his flyer. Harry is still sitting in the pits.
That
So,
he is. He did just. Oh, Diogo's off, so that is not going to be good for his lap.
oh,
He did keep it off the wall. No damage to that car.
that is good news for him. He will have to slowly put his car back on track, make sure he does not endanger anybody else, and he's going to have to give it another go.
That he will. Of course, those Red Bulls, as we mentioned, they are pretty close in the championship hunt with the Mercedes, who are currently P2 and P3. Nadir is out on an outlap. He is yet to set a time as well.
Like you said, the Red Bulls have been a headache for the Mercedes team for the last couple of races, with Diogo coming back into F2 Series and Harry Willis advancing from F2, F3 category into F2. So far, they've shown some good racing today. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. Or is this maybe one of those tracks that are lacking some of that speed, straight line speed?
So Nadir has come around and he is starting his flying lap.
So yeah, currently we got a lot of guys in and preparing themselves for their second attempt.
DeMarlo has done a purple sector 1, so he is up on his previous set time.
Yeah, he definitely wants to prove this is very close battle.
Oh no, that lap is done for him. He's going to turn everything down and give it another go, I think.
Very, very tight, close battle here in qualifying for teammates. The Mercedes, just look at their times. I mean, 120, 146 in Romano and 124.64 for the Marlos. So
I believe Nadir might be the next one to... Actually, no, I think we have a Haas that's going to come through before then. Perhaps. Yeah, lots of drivers have invalidated.
There's a Haas coming across next.
Chris Murphy, yes. And he is on a flying lap, so what is he going to do? He moves up to P10 with a 120.9. Nadir, I believe, is next. He's coming around Parabolica right now. What time is he going to set? P4 for Nadir with a 120.1. Marlo is into the pits. Championship points leader Freddie Martinez is up on his previous lap, so what can he do?
P10, not in the deal spot for him, not where he's probably expecting himself to see starting, but we have seen him put in some late, quick laps that will push him up further in starting order.
What does he do? Coming out of the final turn, and he goes P2 with a 119.698, just off of the pole time currently set by Eduardo Rojas.
Oh, and Eduardo improves his food at 119.563.
So he does improve a little bit.
Oh.
Mono is on a flying lap, though. What can he do? How does he answer?
Yeah.
There looks to be some serious traffic in front of him, but they have gotten out of the way.
But everybody through in one piece. Will Mono be able to do something here and maybe push himself, get that provisional pole away from Eduardo, or maybe even go a spot further and take that P2 away from Freddie? Freddie is his main championship contender here. So,
Mono to P2.
Yeah. Well, he takes P2 from Freddie, so...
In that, though, Brett Keenan also put in a very nice lap. He's 120.1 0.0, almost 0.1, but nice lap for him. Low 120s.
So the Marlowe setting up for another go. Ethan in the pits there as well. Fabio crossing the line to start his flying lap.
I
Thierry.
believe this start. Yep.
Thierry is probably gonna pit. Yes.
Yes, he is.
Joseph is out. He is going through Lesbo, whatever it's called. Into a Scary. We're gonna have to move out of the way. Into Parabolica.
Mono has invalidated his lap.
Oh, Joseph's going in the pits. Well, that was a nice drive through the pits.
Who do we have out on track? Diogo Cruz is out on what appears to be a flying lap. He almost went a little bit wide there coming out of Parabolica, but he goes P8. So certainly better than where they were sitting, as Harry Lillis is also on a flying lap, I believe.
Fabio squeezes Brett out of that P4, and he takes it with his 120.037.
That he does, as Harry is coming out of the final corner right now. What can he do? He's coming into the pits, so he's going to have one more opportunity to set a lap here.
Last chance, indeed.
Mario Murray, the other driver that has not set a flying lap yet, currently down in that P18 position, but he is on a flying lap.
Mono is up to P3 now. Or was that... No, sorry, that was Freddie up to P4. No.
Somebody DeMarlo. DeMarlo moves up to P2.
Okay, yes. So
that is what it was.
Up to P2. So Brett is going to be out on another flyer. Eduardo is going to give it another go.
Mario Murray coming out of the final corner right now. What does he do? This is his shot.
He needs to set up a good time.
P15 with 121.1. Those Ferraris struggling a little bit here at their home circuit.
They're definitely not what they were expecting. This crowd will not be happy at all.
So lots of cars now streaming out onto the track to set a flying lap.
Everybody taking that last chance to put in a good lap and improve their times. Push themselves up in the starting grid.
Current pole sitter Eduardo Rojas is coming around to start what might be his final flying lap, although he will have time to do a couple more if he wishes. He takes goes past the start-finish line. A little bit further behind him, there's the Renault of Brett Keenan that is starting a flying lap as well. He is currently in P6, so on a nice little qualifying run so far for Brett.
Yes, indeed. His teammates have not quite a good day. He would probably want to as well. 121.9, and he's currently in P13, but not everything is over. A lot can happen at the start of the race.
As Eduardo has invalidated his lap.
So that will be it for Eduardo's qualifying.
There's a little bit of time left, two and a half minutes.
Right.
As long as he has enough gas.
I believe he is. He's got DRS on, and he's flying down into a Scary right now. So yeah. It would be interesting to see if he's going to stay on this set of tires, or he's going to try and duck it into the pits, get a fresh set of boots if he has one.
Some drivers in the pits, they are going to have to get out on track fairly soon if they wish to make another run.
Harry Lillis has to get out and at least try to get one lap in, otherwise he's going to start in the back of the grid.
Oh, as Joseph Roberts gets a 5-place grid penalty for
Wow.
illegal blocking. That's
Illegal blocking.
unfortunate.
That's
Mono coming
wow.
out of the last corner here. What does he do? He's going to cross the finish line, and he goes P2. Just a tenth of us, or actually that's, woo, that is close. A couple 1,000ths off of the pole time.
It's been a seesaw between teammates here all session long. Adam and DeMar was switching from P2 to 3. Is it settled though? Marlo is setting himself up for a flyer, so
John Stokes will be the next driver to cross the line. He is currently on a flying lap. He wants to move up from P16 at the home race for Ferrari. What can he do? Coming around the final corner. And he will improve considerably to go P7.
yes, very good. Well, we've said Johnny is very very consistent. He's quiet most of the time, stays out of trouble, but he puts in good laps and he produces even out of some not so good qualifying. He always gets a good start and he always fights up to get to the top, and it's never failed him so far. So expecting good things from him today.
Sorry, Boyan. Eduardo Rojas' qualifying session is complete as he invalidated on his lap again. So that's not great. Harry goes P5.
Nice.
Very nice. That is what they were looking for.
Yeah, last chance, and he took it. So out qualifying his teammate.
Mono into the pits as well. So a couple of drivers are out on flying laps, a number of them actually, but the top two are done for the session. How are some of them doing? Freddie Martinez desperately wanting to try and improve on that lap time. He's currently up on his previous lap, so can he get the job done here and take pole position away? DeMarlo's session looks to be done.
Yeah.
We'll follow Freddie Martinez out of the final corner here. What does he do? Down the front straight away, and he goes pole with a 119.4.
What a way to seal the deal.
It's
and
not.
Freddie takes P1. Wow. Still a lap from him.
Flyer. Most of these drivers are down on their times or invalidated, so.
I believe DeMarlo is still pushing on.
No, DeMarlo, I believe, invalidated.
Oh, yes, he did. You are correct.
So that is going to conclude qualifying, as Brett Keenan is also invalidated, as Harry is into the pits. So Freddie Martinez, your championship points leader, looking to get some momentum back going his way. And he is going to start on pole position for today's Italian Grand Prix. P2, we're going to see Eduardo Rojas, who put up a very nice 119.5. Mono's going to start P3 in the Mercedes with his teammate DeMarlo in P4, and Nadir is going to round out the top 5. So 6 drivers broke the 120 mark, and the 6th driver being Harry Lillis in the Red Bull. Ethan Lossing will line up P7, Fabio Lafarcioli P8, Brett Keenan P9, and rounding out the top 10 will be Johnny Stokes. We will go through the rest of the field momentarily. But pretty good qualifying session there. Lots of drivers put up some very quick times, and really the entire field is as we expected, as it always is in F2 Tier 2. It is certainly going to be a close battle.
For sure. I mean, just look at the starting 5. I mean, Freddie, Eduardo, Mono, DeMarlo, and then Nadir, and then Harry, and Ethan, Fabio, and Brad, and John, and Diogo. Any of these guys can pull a victory.
That they can. So. Even the 2 Haas boys there, they're going to be starting P13, P14, but how many times have we seen them up fighting in the top 5 this season? So
from P1 to P13, there's only less than a second splitting everybody apart. So Definitely going to be some close racing here. And it
Oh, it
sure
will.
calls for it. This track calls for it because it's just, like we said, mainly straights and a couple of chicanes, and away you go.
Now, the one thing that sometimes this track can do is going into turn one, it is such a tight corner, and the starts of some races can already have messy enough starts, and things seem to to be amplified a little bit here
Mm.
in Monza. So hopefully everybody keeps gets a clean go through the first chicane and then can go from there. But I imagine we're going to be seeing a little bit of action going on first corner
Sure.
of the first
That
lap.
turn one kind of reminds me of a little bit of Baku, that heavy
Yes,
braking zone you have to do. But yeah, it's going to be challenging for these guys, especially because it's, like you said, a very tight corner. It's going to be a lot of guys trying to go through it at the same time. So we might even see a couple of, three cars going wide into the first
that is true.
chicane.
It's not like Hungary a couple of weeks ago where you get into that. Sure, it's a nice little chicane that you have, or not a chicane there, but a very tight, heavy braking zone. But in Hungary, there's actually room for a few cars. There's room for cars to go. Here, no room. And
Yeah,
I
no.
wouldn't be surprised if we see guys getting penalties through that first corner. And it's not hard to rack up a penalty there early on in the race.
Indeed, but here we go. Our guys are getting ready. They're warming up their tires, heating up their brakes. We are about to get set to start this race in Italy for round. What is this round?
Round 13, I believe.
13. Thank you for round 13.
So we already ran through the top 10 starters. We'll carry on from where we left off here. In P11 is going to be the second Red Bull of Diogo Cruz. He's been a consistent fighter at the front too. Can he make his way up through the field? In starting P12 is going to be one of the newer Williams drivers who, correct me if I'm wrong here, Bojan, is it Terry?
I think Thierry. Yeah,
Thierry?
Thierry. I think it's French, I believe, or something like that.
My
I'm
my
sorry.
apologies if I am pronouncing your name incorrectly. In P13 we have the Haas of Scott Harris. P14 Chris Murphy. P15 we have the Renault of Matthew Ellia. And P16 we have Kyle Heidman in the other Toro Rosso. P17, the Ferrari of Mario Murray, and starting P18, last on the grid today, is Joseph Roberts after taking a 5 grid place penalty in the Williams. So a very solid grid here today, 18 cars, that's always good to see, and the leaders are pulling up to take their starting positions. Going to be sunny the whole race today, from what we're told.
Yeah,
So that is certainly good to
yeah.
see.
That is definitely good news for our guys today. And yeah, here we go. We are waiting for the 5 lights to start as our drivers prepare for the revs.
The lights are building. And we are off for the start of the Italian Grand Prix. Freddie Martinez with a pretty good jump off the start. Diogo Cruz with a great jump further back as they go into turn one. Mono on the outside of Freddie. How's this going to end up going into turn one? Again, tight. 3 wide a little bit further back.
Oh, there's a little contact with Nadir and Ethan. Everybody gets through good.
Everybody
Harry
got
is
through
not
fairly clean.
Yeah, Harry looking on a move with Nadir. He's trying to duck it in all around the outside line. They're gonna go too wide.
As Nadir.
Oh, Harry tries to switch
Oh,
back.
Nadir
Now he's
goes
gonna go
wide.
the other way.
Nadir's going to pay dearly for that. Ooh. Just
That was
got
a good move. Yeah, unfortunate there for Nadir, but good move and good play there by Harry.
It was, as Eduardo Rojas is breathing down the rear wing of Mono here. DRS
He's
not
thinking
enabled
about a
yet, but
move on the inside, but he is gonna think better of it. He is back out of it. And Freddie in front is pulling a a gap. He is now 1.2 seconds away from the rest of the pack.
That he is. He has stretched it out to where they're not
Whoa!
within
And now we
DRS
got
range.
Fabio and Scott Harris. I'm sorry, Stu. They're going wheel to wheel into the Parabolica, and unfortunately, Fabio's not going to have that inside line. Scott. Oh, and then goes Jerry and Nadir and and a John and there. Oh, because he went into the pits.
Yes,
Never
he
mind.
does.
But there is a battle here. Terry, Nadir, John right behind him. He's looking, just trying to find space. And in a way, he can put his car and maybe capitalize a little bit. There's a
A little
contact
bit
between
of
Nadir.
contact. But doesn't look like anybody got damaged. It looks like it was pretty wheel on wheel, so that is good.
Yes.
As Eduardo was right behind Mono for a moment. He still is, but
So pretty clean start from everybody. 18 drivers went through the first quarter unscathed. We're in lap 2 currently. Freddie Martinez leading the pack. He's 1 second away from the rest of the pack. Mano, not far behind him. He is melting at that advantage. He is less than 900 of a second behind Freddie right now. Eduardo pulling closely by 2 in P3. Then Marlo, then P5 for Harry. Ethan trying to wheel in Harry a little bit here. MP6, Brett Keenan not far behind these two as well. Diogo, he is very up close in at that back wing of Brett Keenan's car. He might be thinking for a move here. There will definitely be one. He is close enough.
he is going to definitely look to duck to the inside.
DRS is still not available. It will be available after this lap, or should I say in the next lap. But no, he is going to wait patiently. Yeah, John's still on the deer. He's looking up to get that final points position and try to work himself up the order. I'm sorry, I gotta get some water.
Meanwhile, though, a little bit further up, as you mentioned, as Boyan mentioned, Mono was starting to close the gap on Freddie. Scott Harris.
Scott lost it there for a second. He went into the gravel.
As he looks like he might lose another position to Carter Boy, Carter Boy makes the move to get past into P14.
But is he gonna fight it back? He is thinking about it. Does he have a DRS? Not sure.
No, not yet.
Carter Boy has this DRS open in front of him, so that gave him an opportunity.
Whoa, Carter Boy almost lost it. Kyle almost lost it coming off of that corner. That's a tough corner. We're gonna probably see a car lose it over the course of this race.
Mata goes fastest lap, 123.143.
He's got DRS open now, and he is tracking down Freddie Martinez for the lead. He's gonna look to the inside, going into turn 1. He makes contact. He made contact and he spun out. Got to be careful coming back onto the circuit.
Yep. He left his teammate by. Now Harry is up to P4. Ethan is looking to challenge Mano now for another position as
Meanwhile, Brett Keenan and Harry Lillis are side by side now. Through the high.
Yes, they are.
Harry's going to have the inside line. Bit of an advantage for him. He locks up a bit, though. And Brett will hold that
Harry
position.
got to do the same thing he did here with Nadir. He does. He ducks it out around the inside line, and it looks like he got the job done. Up to P7 now for him. Yeah, meanwhile, closest thing we got right now, well, a lot of people are close. A certain number of drivers are certainly in the fight.
Mono is right behind Harry right now.
He is wheeling Harry in. I'm sure now is going to be the move down this main circuit. The question is how... he goes wide. The question is how much did he burn out his tires when he did spun out and trying to get back on the circuit, because he did full donut.
This is a track that is fairly hard on tires as he ducks to the inside, and he's going to likely take this position from Harry. He is going to take that position.
He tried to out-traction Mano, but did not work, not enough space.
He is right on the back wing of Mono, though, and you can get a good run through here.
Both the Red Bull boys are now attacking with Diogo attacking Ethan for that P6.
Neither of them are able to get the job done, though. John Stokes, though, right on the rear wing of Nadir. He is giving him a hard time as he ducks to the inside. Is he going to make this move? John Stokes. Oh, they're making
Oh!
contact.
They made contact. Nadir had to back off that.
Oh, and he spun and he collected a bunch of
Oh!
people.
No!
Joseph Roberts.
That is gonna be a safety
Williams.
car. 2 Williams just got out in one hit. That is such a shame for these boys.
So unfortunate for them.
Virtual safety car so far, so I'm wondering if this will bring a full safety car out.
I think
So
it's just going to
far.
remain the virtual, but is this an opportunity? Do drivers pop in and put the hard tires on here?
I think it all kind of depends on where you are at the track when the virtual safety car.
Freddie didn't come in. The leaders have not come in, so.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, everybody's staying out, so.
They
But
do
it's,
have
it's,
about.
it's kind of weird because it's like almost 3 cars in that one corner, so yeah, interesting to see.
Yeah, it is. It wasn't in a great spot either, so. But the virtual did come out nonetheless. I imagine it will probably be concluding soon.
DRS is enabled
And
again,
we're
so
back to
yeah,
green flag.
back to green.
So very unfortunate there for the 2 Williams. They just got caught up in somebody else's mess.
Diogo on the inside of Ethan, and is he gonna get it done? No. Ethan's gonna fight this back.
Oh, they're gonna go 3 wide, maybe. Thinks better of it.
Whew.
As Ethan is holding that position, they're still
Yeah.
side by side.
Yeah.
Oh boy! And Diogo goes
Diogo
wide.
loses the back end.
Brett
Yeah.
will say thank you very much and take P7.
Now he's gonna look at the back of Ethan here. Ethan defending, trying to break the slipstream. Is
Brett's
Brett
gonna take
dive
a
in?
look. That might
Holy yeah.
certainly would have got a warning for that. That probably
Oh,
would.
and Mono's out.
Oh!
Mono's out.
Mono is out of this race.
He
That is a
he's
corner
yeah.
that will claim cars, and will that bring out a safety car? It doesn't look like it's going
He's-
to. Virtual safety car
Another
again.
Virtual. Yeah, and Ethan's gonna duck it into the pits, I believe here. Yes, he is.
I think this. The thing is you can make the mediums go to the end here, but oh, they will be very, very worn. You're going to be looking at around 70% wear, and he opts for the hard tires, which I think is the better choice at this point in the race. As
Oh wow, what a shame for Mono and just finishing the race in that kind of unfortunate accident for him, and it's gonna definitely hurt him in his championship fight.
That is true, especially and in the constructors with Red Bull currently has both of their drivers in the top 6.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, while everything is being going on, Freddie is keeping it steady. At 1.4 seconds now, he is away from the rest of the pack. Eduardo is trying to wheel him in. Let's see what's he gonna be able to do in the long run. DeMarlo 3 seconds behind these guys. I mean, behind Freddie. So
some of these soft runners, the tires are they're gonna start to be getting pretty worn right now. We saw it this lap. Freddie Martinez and Eduardo Rojas going out, just coming out of Ascari. They got a little bit loose. So. Going to be interesting to see if how these drivers can manage some of that tire wear here late in the first run.
Definitely, not as many battles at the field right now, except John Stokes and Ethan, who are. John
close.
is trying to bring in Ethan a little closer to him and maybe push himself up into that P11, but other than that. It seems like the whole field and those 2 virtual safety cars have spread the field out a little bit, and everything is kind of settled down into their own rhythm right now.
With Ethan and John, these are the two drivers that came, or 2 of the drivers that came into pit under that last virtual. Of course, Ethan opted for the hard, and that was Mario Murray who went for a bit of a spin there. But both of these drivers, they came in during the last safety car, so. It's going to be interesting to see how those tires hold up for John versus how they hold up for Ethan.
Excuse me.
And it would be very nice if we could see the a tire wear indicator
Yeah.
on the broadcast, but we can always dream.
Maybe one day.
One day,
I have a feeling they listen. They just take some time.
hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless, we have three drivers that are gone from this race right now. Of course, both of the Williams that were caught up in an earlier accident, and then Mono lost it coming out of Ascari. So those are the only three retirements so far. Other than that, the field is still fairly bunched up. There is Nadir and Carter Boy, Kyle Heidman are a little bit adrift, but Fabio is going to be making a move on Mario Murray, it looks like, as he moves up into P12. Meanwhile,
Yeah, it went from being a very exciting battles around the whole track to not much going on in a matter of two virtual safety cars. So unfortunately,
I do think it's either going to be this lap or next that we start seeing these soft runners come into the pits. So the top six do have to pit, likely this lap or the next. We'll try and keep an eye on them and see who might come in, or if they opt to try and run those tires out there for a little bit longer. Currently, Brett Keenan is really closing the gap on Harry. He's taking advantage of being within DRS range, and he's closed that to within a half second.
So Brett is looking to push himself up into that P4.
Oh, as DeMarlo is going to come into the pits. He's the first of the front runners to come into the pits, and it looks like he will be the only one to come into the pits this lap. So that does mean that one of those Red Bulls is going to have to pull it out another lap. So one of them's going to be running on some pretty warm tires.
Yeah, Brett was thinking about a move there for a second. Got better of it, pulled back, and I think he's just going to wait it out and for that first DRS and try to make a move there, which will put him in provisional podium position.
As we have not talked about Matthew Elia in a little while. He's currently up to P6, and he is in the provisional lead of this race, I think. I don't think Freddie's far enough ahead that he come back out in the lead. Whoa! There's a little bit further back. Diogo Cruz almost lost it. So those tires are pretty worn, I imagine.
Yeah, John Stubbs done it. He has passed Ethan before.
Brett picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help him at the end of this race. He's very close on the back of Harry.
We will have to make a move now, and then make up some time.
Oh, he goes to the inside! They're going to make contact! But both of them have come out of it as they're both going to duck into the pits.
So, yeah, this was about who's going to go into the pits first.
These guys are
good mates, so there won't be a lot of beef about that. And yeah, Diogo Cruz takes the provisional pole. The provisional race lead.
He will be pitting this lap, though, I imagine, on those softs. He's not going to be able to pull them out for too much longer. But that does put Matthew Elia in the lead right now.
Indeed. So I think from
provisional
P2
lead
down to all the way down to P10 and further back, everybody's on a hard compound. So
yeah, Ethan Lossing is the first driver that is on the hard compound, and will likely be it will likely just be a few of them. Oh, as John Stokes took a little bit of gravel there, and that's going to bring Ethan Lossing right up to his rear wing. Meanwhile, DeMarlo, who just made a pit stop, is breathing down their backs as well. So that was actually a smart strategy for John Stokes and Ethan Lossing to come in. They are now up with the leaders. They don't have to make a pit stop, so it was good for them to gain some track position.
Indeed, but like you said, they got DeMarlo now.
Oh, Diogo got a 5-second penalty for speeding on pit entry. As Matthew Elia to P1. Of course, he has yet to make his pit stop, as have the top 3 have yet to make their pit stops. We'll likely see them in about 5 laps or so.
Yeah, so we are going to have some battles here, ladies and gentlemen. It is from P7 and 8. Ethan Lossing and DeMarlo are battling it out for that position. Harry Lillis is trying to wheel in Brett, while there'll be the 2 battles we're gonna have. And
John Stokes is also in that battle for P6 right now.
He has to, he's trying to pull away from these guys, and their battle could help him out if he can find some good pace here and try and pull out.
As DeMarlo does get by Ethan Lossing, so he is making some moves. He's trying to get back. He's trying to track down Eduardo ultimately here, and but before he does that, he does have to get past John Stokes. As Diogo Cruz got another 3-second time penalty, so I believe that is his. Oh no, he got a penalty for speeding on pit entry, so he's gonna have to clean that up a little bit.
Yeah.
As Freddie Martinez gets past Chris Murphy for P3 on track.
Is Ethan gonna send it down the main straight here around DeMarlo? No, he thought better of it. He has gained a lot of time though. He is back in the fight. So this fight between these 2 is still not over.
As Harry is also still behind Brett Keenan.
Now we finally have some action back.
That we do, as some of the these faster cars that have come in to make pit stops are now going to be tracking down the cars that have yet to make a pit stop. So drivers that have yet to make a pit stop, we have Matthew Ellia, of course, in P1, Scott Harris, who's currently P2, Chris Murphy, who's P4, and then the last driver yet to make a pit stop is Fabio Lafarcioli in P12. Although he has made a pit stop.
Is there going to be... I'm sorry, I thought Harry was going to try and do something here into his car. He did not happen. They're going to try and get out. Oh, and
Nadir is retired. Where has that happened? I believe that's in Sector 2. It does look like there's an Alpha off around there. What is safety car? A full-on safety car is out for this incident. As we can see there, it looks like Nadir just lost it coming out of that little chicane there. So that has brought out the full safety car, and now what does this mean? This is a great break for drivers like Matthew Ellia, as we have the 2 Haas's, they came in, they put on soft compound tires. This is going to be a little while to drag those softs until the end, but it's certainly doable, especially with a few safety car laps. So their ideal pit strategy would have been to come in probably lap 17, 16, 18, somewhere in that range, and be able to ride those softs until the end. So this is going to be stretching it a little bit for them. But of course, they do have to change compounds. So
what do you think from this point? What's the ideal thing Matthew can do here and take out of the safety car?
I think he's probably gonna have to put on a set of soft tires. He's gonna have to try and take advantage of those while he can. But at the end of this race, everybody's tires are gonna be very worn. But he is gonna have to keep an extra eye on his tire wear, and I think the move here is probably to put the softs on. As Matthew gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
He wasn't even close to the...
It's because before they catch the safety car, they're still on Delta. They still have to keep their Delta. So, unfortunately, he is going to have to come back down pit lane and serve a drive-through penalty.
Oh, F1. Okay, well... A bit of frustration there for Matthew, I'm sure, as none of us would like to take that penalty in a moment like that. Such a crucial moment can break your race, but
There's still time left in this race. We're just past the halfway mark, so there is plenty of time for him to get a favorable result out of this.
Definitely.
So he still has some time here. It's still plenty of time. We are going to see probably another 2 laps or so under the safety car, which that what does mean that if we do restart this race around lap 17, those soft runners, the tires should be able to last to the end, but they will be getting a little bit hairy.
They will be getting a little bit hairy, Lillis.
Yes.
Come on, son. P7 for Harry at the moment. He's got Brett in front of him. Brett's got Ethan in front of him in P5. P4 for DeMarlo. P3 for John Stokes. Eduardo in P2. Freddie leads the pack. Down from Diogo in P8. Scott Harris P9. P10 for Matthew. P11 for Chris Murphy. P12 Fabio Lafarcioli. Mario Murray holding P13. And
Kyle Heidman.
Oh, sorry. Kyle Heidman and P14. So we are getting ready for the restart of this race.
John Stokes in P3. So again, we mentioned how him and Ethan took advantage of the virtual safety car a little bit earlier, and now they are reaping the rewards of that. This safety car also helping, especially John, out with a little bit of tire management, I would imagine, because his tires were going to be very worn by the end of the race, being on the medium compound. So this is certainly going to help him a few laps under safety car here.
It is definitely, yeah, like we said, you mentioned earlier, he is a very very good quality of a driver, very quiet, very out of the trouble. We say that all the time, but it does really mean something. When in this game, it's really hard to overtake, and sometimes there are moments where people touch, things happen, hard words fly, but at the end of the day, he always makes up for, even if the qualifying session wasn't as good as maybe he would have wanted to, always makes up into a potential podium for him. And today he has done it again, P3 currently.
And just looking at things, currently the fastest lap holder is Mono down in, of course he is not in this race anymore, but the fastest lap is currently a 1:23.1, so I do imagine that we are going to see that improve a little bit as this race goes on, as the safety car is coming in this lap, so we are going back racing.
As Freddie got bunched up the field here a little bit, he is going to have to try and lift off when nobody expects it, and try to fool the rest of the guys into the Parabolica.
Somewhere
he
through the
is
Parabolica.
bunching up the back of the rest of the guys. He is
as
on throttle.
He puts the hammer down, and we're going to be going back to green flag racing here. He got a pretty solid jump, but Eduardo Rojas is still right on his back. Of course, he will not have the advantage of ERS, but will he make a move going into turn 1? He's on his outside. Is he going to be able to make the move?
Outside. Oh, is there going to be enough space?
He is going to make the move for P1 as John Stokes almost got... Oh, Freddie answers. They're back side by side. As John and DeMarlo are side by side as well. A yellow flag for a Ferrari down in turn 1. But is Freddie going to take it back? He is.
Yep. A bit of contact, but expected. Very tight, very hard racing. But still, good job by Freddie. Good job by Eduardo as well.
Brett Keenan is up into P5.
Yeah, Harry Lillet's not breathing down his neck.
And he is
really hungry for that P5.
Everybody staying single file here through
here
scarring.
We go. This is what we wanted to see today. Everybody close to each other, very close racing, and this track really loves it.
If you can stay within DRS range of somebody around this circuit, you're going to have a very good opportunity at passing them. Of course,
Nadir.
drivers will not have them yet, but
Nadir left the session.
he was already
Oh yeah,
he was already
sorry,
out. So
yeah, my bad. A little lag there. Yeah, Eduardo still trying to hunt down
oh,
Freddy.
Brett down the inside of John Stokes for P4. Brett Keenan up into P4, and then he got spun.
Oh,
Oh
oh! And Harry
no!
run right into him.
And Harry's gonna have wing damage.
Oh
Actually, that was
no!
Diogo. Diogo has wing damage out of that.
Oh, we're gonna have another
A
safety car.
safety car.
Wow.
Interesting. Well, but that is certainly going to help out Diogo, as he's going to be able to come in and get that wing change. Unfortunate for him, he had nowhere to go with the spinning Renault that was in front of him. Brett Keenan will also get the opportunity. He will likely take advantage of to come in and possibly slap a set of fresh tires on that car. As a
True.
safety car was brought out, so a little bit trigger happy on the safety car there, F1 2019, but nevertheless,
Yeah,
we will see the field bunch up again.
Yeah, we've had a couple of incidents previously with 2 virtual safety cars. We had another full safety car previous to this one, and here we go again. Unfortunate for Brett, but yes, like you said, I think there is enough time for them to use this opportunity and go fix the damage they have and try to ride out the storm and get the best result they can out of the rest of this race. As we have a bunch of drivers stuck into the pits.
Diogo, understandably, coming into the pits to get that wing change. Scott Harris probably try and slap a fresh set of softs on it, as lots of these drivers are coming into the pits here.
The Haas boys double stack it, so Chris Murphy's now waiting for Scott Harris to get serviced, and now he's going to have a chance to do so.
He'll have plenty of time to catch up under safety car, though. As Matthew Elia, who I believe he's going to be a solid recipient or a beneficiary of this as well. I'm not sure if he had the opportunity to serve his drive-through penalty, but if he did, if he was able to serve through his drive-through penalty, this is certainly going to help him a lot. This is also going to be very interesting here. These soft runners are going to be at a considerable advantage to these medium runners. Whoa, as Brett almost got to the back of Harry under safety car, but it's going to be something to watch these soft runners make their way through the field. We have some very fast cars in the on soft, so what are they going to be able to do late in this race?
True, we're going to have another exciting restart as the field is going to close up again.
I don't believe we're going to be going back green this time, as no, we're not. That would have come up already.
So yeah, definitely the second safety car spicing things up again here in the last 8 laps of the Italian Grand Prix for the F2 category. And yet again, this category doesn't disappoint. There's been some very exciting racing.
That there has. Good racing, interesting strategy decisions that have benefited some as well. Yeah, I can't wait to see how this one's going to finish up. As there was a bit of duking back and forth between Harry and Brett under safety car. I feel like that just might have been Brett accidentally got by him a little bit too much, but he's given that position back.
So I'm assuming we're going to see the safety car in this lap.
I imagine that is what is going to happen indeed. So where is Carter Boy is stuck somewhere in the field here. He is right between P7 and P8, or P6 and P7, so he is going to provide a little bit of an obstacle to get around as well, as he is 1 lap down.
And he's going to cause some blue flags.
Will the safety car be in this lap? They're about to cross the end of Sector 2 the timing loop, and that is where they determine if the safety car is coming in. I imagine it will be this lap.
Yep. And we're going to go into the final 7 laps, or the remaining.
Oh, is it coming in? I don't think it's coming in.
Safety car in this lap.
Oh, yep, you're right. It does show up now.
So we are about to start again our final 7 laps of the Italian Grand Prix. Will Freddie be able to run away with this one, or will Eduardo have a chance and claim another victory? He's done some amazing driving this season in this series, and you can always expect great things from Eduardo. De Marlo as well. He is fighting for the Mercedes team after his teammate unfortunately wasn't able to finish the race. John Stokes up there in P4 trying to grab some good points for Ferrari.
As Freddie puts the hammer down.
Yep, we are back to green flags and racing here in Italy.
De Marlo, is he going to be close?
Trying to wheel down Freddie De Marlo.
Marlo's taking a peek on the inside. Is he going to make a move? He's down there. What's going to happen?
Oh,
he backs off a little bit as John is on his inside.
Yep. Oh, and John just spun out. He lost control of his car. And he is out of the battle for the podium position. But his teammate is up into P6 now, and he is having a real good battle there with Brett Keenan.
And Ethan Lossing's right on his rear wing. Of course, the first of the soft runners. How is Ethan going to be able to make his way through this field? Meanwhile, Freddie Martinez has built a 1.2 second lead, so he has gotten off to a nice first lap post safety car here.
There you go, Harry is still hungry for a podium here today in Italy, hunting down De Marlo, less than 400ths of a second down on his time.
Ethan has got around Mario Murray, and he sets his sights on Brett now. He should be at a considerable advantage with those fresh softs.
Yeah, Mario's got a pretty good amount of battery here. You can still use Ethan as well. Pretty much all the guys are doing a good job with ERS management. And we said that ERS management around this track can be very hard.
Ethan looking to make a move on Brett. Does he go to the inside? He goes to the inside, takes a look. Is he going to make the move? He backs out of it a little bit there. Probably smart. Doesn't need to outbrake himself. As that is probably our closest battle right now, as these guys are. Whoa! Brett caught the curb very hard, and that will spit you out like that. He was able to keep it mostly on track, so he does only lose the 1 position. But Ethan
got Harris into the equation. He's trying to go around Mario. Of
course, he is on fresh softs as well. As Mario is around. He's around through Ascari. Is everybody going to get by him okay?
Seems so. Diogo looking for a move on Chris Murphy for P8. Other than that,
DRS is enabled, and Eduardo is tracking down Freddie a little bit, so could be a battle there before this is over. I think it's going to be very close to whether Ethan can track down for a podium. He can see that podium position in front of him with in De Marlo, and is he going to be able to track him down?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. We still have 4 laps to go, so the time frame to do so is closing down quickly.
And will Eduardo catch Freddie? They're both fairly close to each other on their their ERS levels, so.
Yeah, but now Eduardo's going to have the advantage of DRS.
That he will.
Battery charge is kind of low, so he's kind of going to have to manage and work around
It is a little bit low for both of them, though. Freddie does have a bit of an edge there, but both of these drivers are a little bit low. Ethan looking to close the gap to Harry here. He's going to have DRS, and he does have the ERS advantage as well. So is he going to be able to close that gap and make a move here going into turn 1?
Same for Harry. Is he gonna be able to knock down the advantage that Marla has over him? There's a
As
move
Scott
from
Harris
Scott.
is getting past Brett Keenan for P6.
Very nice. Ethan has got the job done. He's passed Harry.
That he
So,
has.
yeah, very good job by Ethan.
He is up into P4, and he has now 3 laps to try and track down DeMarlo for the final podium spot. Will he be able to get that done?
Certainly looks so.
Harry's not letting him get away, though. He is not just going to roll over and let him have this position. He is going to put up a fight.
Yeah, we're definitely going to focus on this battle, because it has the potential of being very... Yeah, Ethan now less than 200 of a second down behind DeMarlo.
They both are fairly equal on their ERS as well, so going to be advantage to Ethan here, as he is going to have, as Matthew Elliott's retired.
Out.
Coming out of Ascari,
no.
He lost it. Virtual safety car has been deployed.
2 laps down. Is it possible to finish a race under the virtual safety car?
I don't think it'll finish. Usually the virtual safety cars, it usually doesn't take more than a lap to, but what that does mean is that's going to mean no DRS for the rest of this race.
It's true, so definitely not going to help anybody.
It is going to help drivers who are trying to defend, though. Although the slipstream is a big advantage here, they're still going to have that, the attacking driver, but certainly going to help out a little bit as DRS is enabled. It is only under safety car that they don't re-enable it, so we are back to green flag racing.
Harry back on the back of Ethan. He's looking to get that P4 back.
Beneficiaries of this, Eduardo Rojas was able to cut down about half second out of Freddie's lead there, so we are going to have a battle there, I think, before the end of this race. It's down to around a half second now.
Oh, I sure hope so. Eduardo's been doing a really, really nice and stellar job driving today. Great performance by him.
Harry got a 3-second penalty. Harry got a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to bode well for the end of his race. As right now, Ethan is closing up on DeMarlo. He's going to have DRS. He's going to open it up. And is he going to be able to make the move on DeMarlo here for that final podium spot?
There has to be a move, and it's around the inside.
He goes. Is he going to get it done? He's not clear. They're side by side through the chicane here. But looks like... Oh, no! They're making contact! Contact between 3 of them. Scott Harris up into P5. Ethan Lossing
and now he's wheel to wheel with Harry, and he's got Harry out of his way. He's going to go up to... up to P4. Yep, he's cleared Harry. Took a good job by Scott Harris there.
Harry got wing damage out of that whole ordeal, so quite unfortunate for him there. Again, the first bus stop chicane there is very, very tight. Meanwhile, at the front, Freddie Martinez has managed to maintain about a 0.6 of a second lead on Eduardo. But
got an ERS advantage as well. Oh, DeMarlo takes Ravel in the
Ethan Lawson with a 3-second time penalty. Does that mean that Scott Harris is right now in a provisional P3?
Oh.
That could be interesting coming down to the end of this race, as penalties will factor in certainly to the end of this race. I think Freddie's clear on penalties. I'm not sure on Eduardo, but we will have to see as we have started the final lap of this race.
Indeed, we are on the final lap of the Italian Grand Prix.
Can Eduardo track Freddie down?
Yeah, will Eduardo track Freddie down and try to challenge him for that P1? He is running out of time, that is for sure. Scott Harris on the back of Ethan Lossing here. He is hunting down that P3, but as we said, he probably has that already in the bag.
It is hard to say. He might have gotten a penalty earlier this race too, so as back up at the front, it's almost a full second lead for Freddie Martinez. As will Eduardo even get DRS? I think he will, barely.
No, his wing is not open.
Yeah, you're right. So that is likely.
Yeah, and he has to manage ERS right now. He is really low. So I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, he's dropping down. It's gonna be another victory for.
It
Well,
does.
let's just.
He's got one more corner to go here.
First. Yeah, Diogo Cruz gets 2-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Another one.
Freddie Martinez, though, out of the final turn. It's been a while since he's been in victory lane, but he is going to win the Italian Grand Prix.
Done it. Indeed. Congratulations to Freddie Martinez.
Eduardo Rojas, P2, and Ethan Lossing will storm back to get a podium position in P3. Scott Harris, P4. Chris Murphy, the two Haas's, P4 and P5. Harry Lillis, P6. DeMarlo in P7. Fabio Lafarcioli, P8. John Stokes, P9. Brett Keenan rounds out the top 10. Diogo Cruz, P11 in the other Red Bull. And Mario Murray will come home P12 with Kyle Heidman in P13. So, I guess we can add in Freddie, Ethan, and Eduardo to the party chat. Do you have Ethan and Eduardo, Bojan?
I think so.
If not, I can add Eduardo. Okay. I know I have him.
I sent Ethan the invitation. And with Freddie.
Do you have Eduardo, or do you want me to add him in?
If you can.
I will do that quickly.
Down all race long. How did it feel from your point of view?
For me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking to Ethan, but anyways, race was pretty good from the whole way. Other than the little contact I had with Mono. I want to apologize to him because I'm not sure if I'm at fault for that. I didn't think he would go for the move like that quickly, and I was just trying to take my line, and I didn't see him. When I saw it, when I was turning in, the line or the what's it called? The arrows went red, and I was already too late, and I couldn't change it.
Well, it's hard racing. You know, things happen. I'm sure it will be all good between the guys. But congratulations on a great victory, a great drive for you again today, and I hope to see you next weekend. So, Ethan, congratulations on the podium, man. How was it today?
That was a pretty hectic race. I thought I really messed the strategy up when I pitted under the VSC for the hards. Those hard tires were just terrible. They're very slow. I almost pitted during the first safety car, but then when I saw no one else pitting, I figured I was going to be back in like P10, so might as well just like stick it out. And then like 2 laps into that restart, I lost it in Parabolica, and then I was back to like almost last anyways. And the safety car came out and that saved my race, and then I pitted for softs, and then yeah, just pretty much went on a charge from there, and it was a pretty good race.
Yeah.
I thought I had a chance at P2. I got a penalty with like 2 laps left, and then I was like a tenth of a second off, which would have been P2. But really happy about getting on the podium though.
No, it's definitely a great drive, man. Congratulations. Yeah, like you said, a very hectic race. I can imagine from the driver's point of view, just trying to figure out everything and switching everything on your wheel and trying to find the right tire and speaking to your engineer and then trying to figure out what you're gonna do next. And yeah, but congrats. Very good drive. And I hope to see you next weekend, and I hope to see your teammate too. I don't know what's happening with him though, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's still with us or not. But yeah.
Thanks,
Do we
guys.
have Eduardo?
Yes.
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Oh, congratulations.
Go ahead, Bojan. Sorry.
No,
Thank
you
you,
take
man.
this one.
Thank you.
Eduardo,
You-
so it's another great run for you this week. This is quite a string of podiums you're on, isn't it? How many weeks in a row is this now?
Yes, yes. Another podium. This is the third time in a row for me.
Very, very nice, very impressive, and you're certainly shaping up to make this an interesting second half for some of the championship contenders. I know you were talking about a couple weeks ago that I think DeMarlo is one of the closest guys to you in the championship, one of the ones that you were battling with, and you're certainly taking the battle right now to the top drivers in this class. Must be a good feeling for you, and after a great run again here today.
Yes, yes. Actually, very unexpected, but a lot of practice brought me to the top three. I think I'm number three in the championship right now. So yes, I hope to end as high as possible. But you know, everything is possible after today with Mano crash. Very unfortunate for him. I don't know what happened, but. Now I'm aiming, of course, for number two.
Yeah, well, definitely a good run for you, and I'm sure for the rest of the season it's going to be very exciting watching you race the top leaders as well. Well, like you said, you are in the top leaders now, so best of luck for the remainder of the season. We hope to see you next weekend.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, I'll be there.
All right, take care, brother.
Take care.
Well, I think that is going to wrap up today's coverage of the Tier 2 series here from Monza and the Italian Grand Prix. Congratulations to all of the finishers. Of course, congratulations to Freddie and as well to Eduardo and Ethan on their podium finishes today. Next week we are going to Singapore for a night race. So that is always going to be a fun and interesting track to navigate. Bojan, do you have anything else that you want to say, or is it?
Join us. So F1 and F4 are about to start in about half an hour. Sure, join in to those races. Those are going to be exciting. Am I right? Half an hour?
Yep, 40 minutes ish. So
40 minutes. As well, if you are watching from the Americas, please join. We're going to have a race tomorrow for the the regional series. Very good drivers in that group as well. Very exciting racing it has produced. So we are going to be doing Singapore, like you said, nice night race, but we are ahead from the nationals one round. So yeah, do join if you wish to watch some more exciting racing. And like Stu said, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next weekend.